Hello, in this lesson, we are going to be looking at the fact that technical accuracy is key with this spelling, punctuation, and grammar masterclass. So, our objectives for this session are that we are going to understand the importance of technical accuracy in writing, particularly in terms of punctuation and paragraphing. We are going to learn how to use the TiPToP method for effective paragraphing, that is time, place, topic, and person, because many students do not paragraph, and we are going to explore strategies to improve spelling, punctuation, and grammar to enhance clarity and precision in your writing. So, welcome to today's masterclass on technical accuracy. In this session, we'll explore the role of spelling, punctuation, and grammar in achieving higher marks, with a focus on structuring paragraphs effectively using the TiPToP method. And by the end of the lesson, you'll be able to improve the accuracy of your writing and structure your paragraphs clearly for maximum impact. So, why is accuracy important? So, technical accuracy plays a crucial role in how examiners evaluate your writing, irrespective of whether there are marks for technical accuracy or not. You might be thinking, oh, well, there are no marks for this. However, if your writing is not clear, it is inevitably going to affect your overall mark, even if there are no specific SPaG marks, because it is not going to be coherent and easy to follow. So even if your ideas are excellent, poor spelling, punctuation, and grammar can lower your grade. Good SPaG enhances the clarity and readability of your work, ensuring that your argument is communicated effectively. So, why accuracy is important in spelling, consistency and correctness matter. Punctuation, accurate use of punctuation helps control the flow and meaning of your sentences, and grammar, proper sentence structure, tense agreement, and word choice contribute to that precision. And as a grade 8 or grade 9 tip, for top grades, technical accuracy is absolutely essential. Focus on avoiding common errors such as comma splices, that is using a comma where you should be using a connective or a semicolon or just a full stop and breaking it into two sentences, run-on sentences, and incorrect punctuation of direct speech. So, TiPToP method then. So, what is it? So, TiPToP is a simple strategy to help you organize your writing into clear, effective paragraphs. So, TiPToP stands for time, place, topic, and person. And you should be changing paragraph when there is a new time. So, start a new paragraph when there is a change of time, start a new paragraph when there is a change of location, start a new paragraph when a new idea or topic is introduced, and start a new paragraph when the focus shifts to a different character or speaker. So, as an example, in an essay discussing Macbeth, you might start a new paragraph when shifting from Macbeth's ambition in the early acts to Lady Macbeth's influence later in the play. That is a change of topic. So, as a grade 8 or 9 tip, use TiPToP to keep your writing clear and organized. And this applies to both your literature essays and your creative writing, because paragraphing helps guide the reader through your argument and ensures your points are well structured. Now, effective punctuation then. So, punctuation is a powerful tool that controls the flow of your writing. Correct punctuation can help express complex ideas more clearly. So, full stops are very obvious, but a lot of students don't use them and just use commas instead. So, a full stop ends a complete thought or sentence. And if you're changing topic within, so like you've talked about one thing and then you move on to talk about another thing, in all likelihood, you need to put a full stop, and you would not believe the number of students that don't use full stops and they just continue ideas. If the idea is connected, you can use a semicolon, but you should not be using commas to connect ideas. And obviously, I know you might be confused at this point, thinking, well, you said to change paragraphs if I change topic. What I mean is, within a paragraph, within sort of a key idea, you sort of talk about something slightly different but related to the overall theme of the paragraph. You would just change sentence rather than change paragraph. And commas, you use commas to separate clauses or items in a list, but avoid overusing them. They are the most incorrectly used punctuation device. And unfortunately, we see incorrect usage of commas all around us, because even adults struggle with their usage, and often comma splice, which means that they use commas when they should use a semicolon, a full stop, or a connective. So watch out for your use of commas. They are not a joining device. And semicolons link closely related independent clauses. So you cannot link two independent clauses with a comma. And colons introduce lists, explanations, or emphasize points. And apostrophes indicate possession or contraction. So when words are shortened, like won't or its. And as an example, Macbeth's ambition, spurred by the witch's prophecy, leads him to commit murder. However, his guilt soon consumes him. Now here, this is punctuated correctly. I've got a possessive apostrophe, Macbeth's ambition. Then I have the embedded clause, spurred on by the witch's prophecy. So the parenthetical commas there act almost like brackets to separate that embedded clause, leads him to commit murder. And then I've got my semicolon to add my additional idea. However, comma, his guilt soon consumes him. So you can see there how that is punctuated correctly and effectively. And as a grade 8 or grade 9 tip, master the use of semicolons and colons for sophisticated sentence structures. And this is particularly important for your creative writing or your non-fiction writing, because 20% of the marks is for technical accuracy. So it's really, really important. 16 marks, and that's the same for every exam board. It's going to be 20% of your marks for technical accuracy. These punctuation marks allow you to combine ideas elegantly without creating run-on sentences. So sentence structure and variety then. So varying sentence structure is key to maintaining the reader's interest and ensuring clarity. So simple sentences are clear and direct and useful for emphasizing key points. Compound sentences link two ideas with coordinating conjunctions, e.g. and, but, or. And then you've got complex sentences that add depth to your writing by using subordinate clauses. As an example of these sentence types, simple sentence, Macbeth's guilt overwhelms him. A compound sentence, Macbeth's guilt overwhelms him, but he continues his violent path. You might remember fanboys from primary school, for and nor, but, or, yet. So they are our conjunctions that we can use in compound sentences. And then a complex sentence with a main clause and a subordinate clause. Even though Macbeth's guilt overwhelms him, he continues his violent path, believing he has no choice but to fulfill the prophecy. And you'll note the comma before believing. Believing he has no choice but to fulfill the prophecy is not an independent clause. And it creates that pause there, but it is not joining that part to the sentence. It is just indicating that that is an extra part of the sentence, because that is a dependent clause that relies on the rest of the sentence to help it make sense. And as a grade 8 or 9 tip, use a mix of simple, compound, and complex sentences to make your writing more dynamic and more engaging. Avoid too many short sentences, but use them for impact when needed. And some common SPaG errors that can be easily avoided with careful proofreading. So watch out for homophones, so words that sound the same but have different meanings, e.g. there, and there. Subject-verb agreement, so make sure the subject and verb in your sentence agree in number, e.g. he writes, not he write. The students, plural, write, but a singular person writes. Tense consistency, so stick to one tense. This is really important for your creative writing. It is difficult to switch tenses effectively. I know you will see writers do it sometimes, but within a short piece of writing, I would say stick to one tense. And my advice would be to use the past tense. It's the easiest to sustain. The present tense is very difficult to sustain. However, you can do it, but just make sure once you've started in the present tense, you continue in the present tense. Apostrophe misuse, so don't confuse contractions, e.g. it's for it is, with possessive forms. So it is for possession. That's a really tricky one. So the cat swished its tail. You wouldn't expand that to say the cat swished its tail. So watch out for those. So contractions for words where you have removed letters, omitted letters, and the apostrophe indicates the contraction and the missing letters. And then you've got your possessive form, so it's as the possessive form. But then obviously you've got names and things that belong to people, and you'll use apostrophes in that context as well. As a grade 8 or grade 9 tip, proofread your writing for common errors like homophones, tense shifts. This attention to detail can make a significant difference in achieving high marks for SPaG. So an example of TiPToP in action. So time, at the beginning of the play, Macbeth is presented as a loyal and brave warrior. However, as time passes, his ambition begins to consume him. Then place, while Macbeth's actions on the battlefield demonstrate his loyalty, his secret meetings with the witches reveal his growing desire for power. So that would be an instance where you'd change paragraph because you've changed talk about the place. Topic, ambition is not the only driving force in Macbeth's downfall. Lady Macbeth's influence plays a crucial role in shaping his decisions. So you'd change topic to talk about something new. And person, if you've been talking about Macbeth and then you move to talk about Lady Macbeth, You would start a new paragraph. So Lady Macbeth, unlike her husband, appears more ruthless at first, urging him to commit murder to achieve their goals. And as a grade 8 or grade 9 tip, use topic sentences at the beginning of each paragraph to signal a change in focus and keep your argument clear. This makes it easier for the reader to follow your ideas. And some common pitfalls now then. So overusing commas, I know I mentioned this before, but I cannot reinforce this enough. Don't rely on commas to string together long sentences. Use semicolons, colons, or full stops to avoid run-on sentences and comma splicing. Forgetting to paragraph, avoid writing large blocks of text. Use TiPToP to break your writing into manageable sections. And neglecting proofreading. Always proofread for technical accuracy, including spelling, punctuation, and grammar. And as a grade 8 or grade 9 tip, take time to proofread for technical mistakes before submitting any work, whether it's classwork or whether it's in the exam. Allow that time to proofread your work because it could make a massive difference. And imagine if you don't proofread your work and you drop a few marks, that could be the difference of a grade in terms of the grade boundaries. Even small errors can impact your overall mark, especially for SPaG focused questions. When I say SPaG focus, I mean those 40-mark questions if you are studying AQA, where a huge portion of the marks, it's 20% overall of the language exam, but yeah, it's actually 40% of the question itself. So you've got 16 out of 40 for spelling, punctuation, and grammar. So that is a really a sort of a SPaG technical accuracy focused question. It's a really big requirement of that question. And then some final thoughts. So technical accuracy is essential for clear, effective writing. Pay attention to punctuation, grammar, and paragraphing to achieve higher marks. And remember that TiPToP is a helpful strategy for structuring your paragraphs logically. Always proofread for errors before submitting your work. So that brings us to the end of this lesson. If you found it useful, be sure to check out the other free sessions in this series, as well as the free accompanying resources to help you consolidate your learning. And don't forget to check out the website where we have hundreds of video lessons and resources and quizzes to help you push towards those top grades. And don't forget to follow us on social media as well.